And welcome to Petco Park on this Friday night as the San Diego Padres and Seattle Mariners, their Peoria pals in spring training, meet in the first interleague game of this 2011 season. And good evening, everyone. Along with Mark Grant, Dick Henberg, pleased that you're with us. Padres had a successful run against the Mariners last year, but overall Seattle has played winning baseball against the Padres in these interleague games. Doesn't mean an awful lot here. It's not like the Mets and the Yankees or Oakland and San Francisco. Anchorage wasn't available, so Seattle decided to come down and be our interleague opponent.
I'll tell you what, in interleague play, if you're going to have an opponent, to have the Seattle Mariners, I think it's a great opponent for the Padres. First of all, because I love the Northwest, love the city of Seattle.
I do
and it's
too.
always good, you see them in spring training. Now, this is when it counts. And I think that's a good competition for these Padres.
Well, the Mariners cry the same woes that the Padres did all of April. They're having trouble scoring runs.
They are, and the guy on the mound tonight for the San Diego Padres, guy by the name of Matt Latos, pitched well in Colorado. He faces these M's, but back in Colorado where he struck out 5, what was working for the young right-hander? Locating the fastball and then the secondary pitches. Now, that was a mistake. That's a good pitch. Here comes another mistake. But the point is, Matt pitched 5 2/3, quality innings. Got a good mindset going on here, and that should bode well against these Mariners who are struggling big time. These are MLB ranks, folks. 29, 29, 29. Not good for the M's these days.
And if you extrapolate that in terms of the runs scored, they're averaging for the entire season only 3.5 runs per game. The Padres, of course, their bat's alive, and here in May, they're playing so much better than in April. But you have the feeling here at Petco we're going to see some tight, close, low-scoring games.
Absolutely, and that's once again where the small ball comes into play. Good pitching, bad hitting. You're going to see, I hope not bonus baseball, but if there's bonus baseball, hopefully the Padres prevail or win the ball game. But close ball games, who's going to blink first? Error, bad pitch, whatever. Stay tuned.
All right, here are the starting pitchers. The matchup tonight here at Petco Park. Eric Bedard is 7-1 in interleague play, and Matt Latos is 3-0. Who will give ground there? Those are the two starters tonight, the veteran left-hander Bedard and the right-hander Matt Latos. And our pitching matchup brought to you by Discount Tire, where America saves on tires. It's Japanese community night. Ichiro is here, and college night. Plenty of activity at Petco. Tuning on the TV on Channel 4 San Diego and watching the Padres and the Mariners know each other well, training in the same complex in Peoria all the month of March. There are the numbers for Latos, 1-5 against Colorado. And picking up his first win on Sunday, he went 5 2/3 innings, allowed only one earned run, at best that he has performed, and broke that nasty 10-game personal losing streak. Ichiro Suzuki leads it off for the Mariners, now in his 11th year with Seattle, and he takes strike one. The man who calls balls and strikes on delay, Tim McClellan, behind the plate tonight. 1-1. 92 on the fastball. Went to Michigan State, earned his degree there, did McClellan. This is his 29th year, Major League umpire. Slap foul, and he is a slap hitter. Now and then we'll get something he can pull, but he has not homered all of this year. In fact, he hasn't homered in 63 games, Ichiro.
He is the Sultan of slap, is he not?
Mm-hmm. Swings at a ball in the dirt and elects not to try to run it up to the first base bag, and tagged out by Johnson. So an easy strikeout of Ichiro. Here's the Seattle lineup of manager Eric Wedge. It's brought to you by the Prize Patrol, presented by Jerome's Furniture. Text winning to 269-411. That's 269-411 to enter. Sean Figgin second. Justin Smoke, the young first baseman. He's got the most sock in the lineup. Adam Kennedy, second baseman, hits cleanup. Franklin Gutierrez, the outstanding outfielder, bats fifth. Ground ball by Figgins left side. Big hop for Bartlett. Throws low, and unable to dig it out is Brad Hopp. That's going to be an error on Bartlett, who suddenly is running through a whole rash of errors, this talented shortstop. And a good base runner now, given the gift of being aboard on a miscue.
You'll see Jason Bartlett trying to throw on the run and really doesn't have his feet underneath him. I think he had plenty of time to catch that ball, kind of shuffle his feet, and square those shoulders and fire a strike to Brad Hopp. Yeah, got to tighten up the defense. A lot of errors lately.
36 errors on the season in only 45 games. And many unearned run scoring, benefiting from the ill play. Brings up Smoke. Smoak, 24-year-old first baseman from Goose Creek, South Carolina. He came over at the trade deadline to Seattle when they traded Cliff Lee to Texas. Switch hitting first baseman, big guy. Leads in home runs with 6 and RBIs 26. Curveball low. I guess McClellan did call that a strike. You can't tell.
He got me too, Dick.
He doesn't. He calls the strike in front of himself. So if you're behind him, you don't see him raise his hand, and he delays anyway. So
it's flip a coin, right? Got to wait and see.
0-2. Figgins has 7 steals. Back in his American League days with the Angels, he was a consistent 40 steal operator. Ground ball to second, backhanded by Hudson. There's one, back to first, double play. Hudson to Bartlett to Hopp, and the Mariners are gone in the first inning. Coming up for the Padres, Denorfia, Bartlett, and Ludwig in the bottom half of the first. Numbers brought to you by Bank of America, setting opportunity in motion in San Diego to help our community and our economy. Speaks both French and English, so in French, I guess would be Eric Vedar. S'il vous plaît. 346, Chris Denorfia's average as he leads it off here in the bottom of the first inning and fouls it back. That's the sixth best average in the major leagues at this point. Three home runs, but only 5 RBIs. Trying to get it started with Jason Bartlett and Ryan Ludwig due here in the first. Check swing foul.
Well, right out of the gate, Eric Bedard showing that changeup of his. He is a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, cutter, curve, and a change. Doesn't throw that hard. He's had a lot of surgeries. In fact, this guy's been cut on more than Joan Rivers. His fastball tops out about 92. Last 3 seasons, he's had surgeries.
How do you know about Joan Rivers? Ground ball to Justin Smoke, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. And let's check Buddy Black's Padres starting lineup, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the free alignment. Bartlett again hits second. Ludwig moving into that third spot in front of a Jorge Cantu, who plays at third tonight. Chase Headley not in the starting lineup. Maven hits fifth. Brad Hopp in the lineup, even though it's a left-handed starter for Seattle, but he's the hot hitter. Orlando Hudson bats seventh. Rob Johnson, the catcher, the former Mariner, hits eighth. And Latos, who has homered this year, on the mound, batting ninth. Bartlett takes in the dirt. His 10-game hitting streak ended last night. Nevertheless, hitting a robust .362 in the last 11 games. That's a base hit over the leaping effort of Adam Kennedy. And the Padres have their first base runner, first base hit. Here's the defense now for the Mariners. Brought to you by North County Cadillac. Customer service at a whole new level. Figgins and Ryan on the left side. Kennedy and Smoke second and first. Figueroa just called up. He's had a big minor league home run career. Gutierrez a gold glove in center field. Another gold glove last year. Ichiro in right. And former Padre Miguel Olivo behind the plate. Came over from Colorado last year. Ryan Ludwig steps in. Almost got him. Running that 91-mile-an-hour fastball. That's pretty close to tops for this left-hander.
Yeah, and Bedard using the slide step there. He knows that the Padres will incorporate the running game. So he wants to be quick to the plate. And with that said, if he's quick to the plate, he might elevate a few pitches. And the Padres can take advantage of that and put a hurting on him.
He's one of 4 Canadians to serve as the opening day pitcher, have that honor in the major leagues. One of 4. Interesting other 3 we'll share with you. Breaking ball in there, 1-1. Fergie Jenkins, that's an easy one.
Right.
Brian Dempster.
Wow.
Started with
that's
the Cubs.
right. Yeah.
And Jeff Francis, Colorado.
Interesting.
He was on the Canadian Little League Champions 9 years ago. 2 balls and a strike. That ball down in the dirt. How many times when you were pitching? You retired what? How many years ago?
1994-ish. 1993.
Okay, so 18, 19 years ago. How many times every time the ball touches the dirt, they throw it out of play?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? You look at World Series back in the 70s, guys are bouncing breaking balls, catchers just throwing it back to the pitcher.
2 balls and a strike to Ludwig. No advantage to the pitcher with a scuffed up baseball out of play. And even in college days back right, you took out a dozen balls and you just hoped you'd only use 6 of them.
Exactly.
Because you had a game the next day.
That's right.
And in high school, 2 balls. You gave 2 balls to the umpire. You got to the 7th inning, and I mean, if it was a bad day in Michigan, you couldn't even see the white.
You know what? Another thing that's so, I don't know what, the guy smokes a ball on the screws. It's a one hopper to the shortstop. They don't throw that ball out, but if a breaking ball's in the dirt, they throw it out.
If it drops out of the umpire's pocket, they throw it up. Fouled away. Seattle in the interleague series here at Petco are 19-18. But last year the Padres won both ends of the series, 2-1 here and 2-1 up in Seattle. And these fellas have gotten to really know each other. I'm trying to put a little wrinkle Vidar as he rubs up the ball, and now set to go. 2-2. Inside, and the count goes full to Ludwig. See if Bartlett will be in motion here with one out. Ludwig does strike out, so that may temper the thought by Bud Black. Fouled again. The Mariners, a bit of a struggle here in the middle of May, not because of their pitching. It's been outstanding. They're the 5th best in the American League, their starters. And in the last 16 games, their starting ERA is 2.33. They've got their best lined up this weekend.
Notice that Bedard was doing something there to the baseball. I want to elaborate on that after this pitch.
Runner goes, fouled away again.
Okay, now watch. When Bedard gets the baseball, see how he rubs it up? Look at his nails going against the grain of the seams, therefore raising those seams.
Now, why is that not doctoring the ball?
I think it is doctoring the ball. You're not supposed to do anything to deface the ball in your favor. I think that's totally legal.
Helps the curveball, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it raises the seams. You get a better grip.
3-2. Popped up. Shallow and right. Ichiro trying to find it, and there it is for the second out. Yesterday in Anaheim, the Mariners playing the Angels, and in the 9th inning of a 1-1 tie, Torrey Hunter, a Gold Glove outfielder, lost the ball in the side, and Jack Cust scored to win 2-1. Here it is.
Tough way to lose a ball game here, huh? Routine fly ball center field,
and Hunter just couldn't find it. Almost hit him in the noggin. It wasn't in Anaheim, rather. It was up in Seattle against the Angels, to the delight of the Seattle crowd. Runner goes, and Cantu fouls away. How's that for a way to lose a ball game?
Oh, I know. That's tough.
Yeah, he's really working on the baseballs, isn't he?
See, the seams go a certain way. You know, if we've ever looked at a baseball, you know the seams go a certain way. So if you take your nail and you go against the grain of the seams, it'll raise those seams.
2 strikes on Cantu. In other words, as the seams stitch to hold the leather together, they make a little V, do they not?
Right. And then what you do is you take your nail and you rub up against, rub them this way, and it'll raise the seams. Better grip on that baseball. Get on a curveball, maybe the sinker.
Just back in time was Bartlett. Good snap throw by Olivo.
You got the right-handed hitter, fastball in, and as soon as that ball, just as it gets to Olivo's glove, he is up and throwing. You can see Smoke getting back to the bag, playing his defensive position. That's a timing play. As soon as it's caught, bang, back to the bag.
1-2 the count. Runner goes. Ball in the dirt, and Olivo can't handle the transfer, and Bartlett has his 8th stolen base.
Well, he picked a good pitch to go on, and first move from the left-hander. Bedard slide step. It was a breaking ball in the dirt. Let's watch Olivo. Cannot find the handle on the transfer. And for Jason Bartlett, that's a King Stallman stolen base. It's good to be king.
Cantu now with the count 2-2, trying to pick up Bartlett for the game's first run. Hits it well to left field, but not well enough. Peguero over to make the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit. Bartlett left at second. No score after 1. Latos goes to work, and the first pitch fouled away by cleanup hitter Adam Kennedy, the 35-year-old veteran from Cal State Northridge. He was a 3-time All-America with the Matadors. He led the NCAA in base hits 2 years at Cal State Northridge, and was one of the stars of the Angels 2002 World Series team.
And every time I think of Adam Kennedy, I think of that uppercut swing that he has. Left-handed hitter, uppercut swing. Went to camp this year with the M's, non-roster invitee.
Yeah, minor league signature. Yeah, makes the club. And here he is hitting cleanup on May 20th.
Scrappy guy, scrappy player. Gives you good at-bats.
Southern Californian, grew up, played high school in Riverside. Breaking ball misses, 2-2.
Boy, with the success that Matt Latos had in Colorado, it should really carry over to here in San Diego. 5 2/3 innings pitched in Colorado. Good job done by Matt. He got the win.
Fly ball softly into center. Maben coming hard and can't make the catch. Backed up by Ludwig, and Kennedy has to put on the brakes as he was halfway to second base. So that knee still bothering Maben. He's just not running at full speed. That's a ball that he would have caught a couple of weeks ago. Falls in for a hit.
Looked like a big swing from Kennedy, and it looked like Cameron maybe held his ground a little bit to, and looking at that play there, very catchable ball for Cameron Maben. I mean, we're spoiled to have his speed out there, but as he was diving towards the infield, watch where this ball hits him. Does he draw leather? Looks like he gets it on the thumb of his glove and just cannot find the handle.
Had a ball go off his glove in center field last night off the bat of Prince Fielder. So a leadoff man on, Kennedy, and here's Franklin Gutierrez, just back from the disabled list. He did not participate in spring training. He had an abdominal colon problem, and they just didn't know why he was losing weight. The infection finally sent him to Mayo Clinic, and they discovered the problem, and here he is back in the lineup. 0 for 4 so far. He swings a fly ball to right center. Maben calling off the right fielder Denorfia for the first out. Let's check the Padre defense, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. Call 1-800-NEW-TIRE. Cantu at third for Headley. Bartlett and Hudson up the middle. Hop at first. Ludwig, Maben, Denorfia in the outfield. Johnson behind the plate.
Hey, Dick, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of tough on official scores. I mean, an error is an error and a hit is a hit, right?
Correct.
Theoretically, do you think that could be a charged an error?
That would be a tough one.
You think?
Yeah, I think he had to dive, and he didn't really.
Really? Okay.
Now, it's appropriate that you brought that subject
and
up.
I'm not trying to lay an error on Cameron.
No.
I'm just looking at it objectively, and I don't care if it's a Padre uniform or a Yankee uniform. Could the play been made?
Well, remember last night he hit a ball to the third baseman McGee, and
right.
he juggled it, and they ruled it a base hit. And after the game, the official score decided no, that was really an error. So if you were keeping score, Maben did not get a base hit last night. He went 0 for 4. And the final totals were the Padres 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error, and Milwaukee no run, 7 hits, 1 error. That went out of play. Olivo hitting .203 with a couple of homers. Now 32 from the Dominican Republic.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If a guy is going full bore, lays out, his feet are off the ground and it hits him in the glove, and that's not an error. I don't know. I just
outside 2-2.
I think as an official score, you have to look at the player, the play, how he gets to the baseball, and if it's a makeable play, instead of because he has to go 3 or 4 strides to his right or left, it doesn't have to be an error.
No, that would have been an
or
outstanding catch to make the out.
Right.
So it was not just a makeable play; it was a challenging play. And I think we're spoiled by the fact that Maben has been collecting almost anything hit in his direction this year.
Well put.
Now, the other center fielder in this game, Franklin Gutierrez, is something special. He won the Gold Glove last year and set a major league record for not committing an error all season long. Saw fly ball, foul territory. Hop doesn't have enough room.
Well, let's take a look at that play, Dick. Here comes Cameron. Okay, stride. I think that's a catchable ball,
And here's the play last night. McGee bobbles, and then
yeah, that's an error.
Maben throws. They gave him a hit at the time as Maben beat out the throw after the drop ball and then changed it after the game. He went around. There's some stuff. 92 up into the neck of Olivo. Second strikeout for Matt Latos.
Well, you've heard the term going up the ladder. That's exactly what he did right there, Dick. The top rung, 2 strikes, 4-seamer. Olivo cannot hold up. Big strikeout for Matt Latos.
With 2 gone, Kennedy still at first base. By the way, he does have 3 steals, Kennedy. Here's Carlos Peguero, just called up from Tacoma. Last year, hit 31 home runs 2 years ago at High Desert. Some of you fans that follow the California League, maybe go to a Lake Elsinore game, saw him in action. And last year at West Tennessee, led the league, 23 homers. So in the last 2 minor league seasons, Peguero has struck 54 balls out of the park. That's why he's up with the big club. Takes 1-0. He too is from the Dominican Republic, just 24.
That's a big jump from Double-A to the big leagues. The sliders are a little bit sharper. Fastballs like that are located a little bit better. It's a tough adjustment.
Latos snapping the glove of Rob Johnson tonight. Runner goes, and the ball is hit to right field, and it's in the gap, and that's going to go all the way to the screen. And with Kennedy running at the crack of the bat, he'll score easily. Peguero is on his way to third, and he is safe. Well, he was in there, but no signal by the third base umpire, Brian Runge, and Philly gave it considerable surveillance. So Peguero gives the Mariners the early lead with a triple to right center.
Well, by that swing, yeah, you can tell that he has put some hurting on some pitches in the minor leagues. This is a hanging breaking ball. Outer third of the plate, he gets extended. Boy, that is a big swing. You talk about a guy not getting cheated all the way to the Adirondack seats. Long run for the outfielders, and the M's are on the board.
Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, steps in with the Cardinals last year, and Johnson, that ball squirts away, but not far enough for Peguero to head home. 4 years with the Cardinals, Brendan Ryan. Cumulative 259 average. Not much power. 9 home runs. From the San Fernando Valley, this 29-year-old went to Notre Dame High School. And he grounds one by Hop, and there's another run as Peguero comes in. The number 8 hitter, Brendan Ryan, with his 10th RBI. Who says these Mariners are in a batting slump? A couple of runs here in the second inning.
Well, a couple of nuggets. The hanging breaking ball to Peguero, a mistake by Matt. He knows that. He hung it to the lefty. And this pitch to Ryan, mid-thigh high, outer half of the plate, just out of the reach of Hop at first base. But that's good hitting by Ryan, not trying to pull Matt Latos.
The pitcher, Eric Bedard, 4 for 15. Playing over in the DH side of baseball in the American League. Not many chances to hit, but when given the opportunity, got 4 knocks. Late on that swing. So
just challenging here.
Leadoff single Kennedy, triple Peguero, single Ryan. Mariners lead 2-0. Ball, 2 strikes. Misses high again.
Okay, here's what everybody's probably wondering, and Dick, we talk about this quite a bit with Matt Latos. How is he going to react? Okay, he just gave up a couple of hits. He's given up a couple runs. Get Bedard back out on that mound and worry about next inning.
After jumping in front, 2 strikes, 3 straight fastballs high. And that'll give the runner, Ryan at first base, a head start. And a line drive, gloved and knocked down. That'll be a base hit by Bedard as Bartlett handcuffed by that smash by the pitcher. So 4 hits now in the inning. Bedard at first. Ryan goes to second. And to the leadoff man, Ichiro.
And time for a little chat for Darren Balsley and Matt Latos as we take a look at Bedard. You know, he saw a lot of pitches, right? He worked the count full. But the ball squirts out of the glove of Jason Bartlett. Could not come up with that. Would have been interesting to see if Flipper would have gotten that ball to second base for the force out to get Matt Latos out of this mess.
It would have been tough because with 3 and 2 and 2 outs, he was running. Yep. I don't think he would have gotten him at second. The only hope would have been Bedard not the fleetest of foot, that he could have nailed him at first base. So the pitcher aboard. He's now 5 for 16. Ichiro struck out the first time up. Well, the team averaging only 3.5 runs per game all season has 2 here in the second. 2 men on for Ichiro, and he hits it high in the right center. Maben with a beat on it and makes the catch for the out. 2 runs, 4 hits for Seattle, and 2 left. Bottom of the second, it'll be Maben, Hop, and Hudson for the Padres. Sunday. 105 U.S. Navy Appreciation Day presented by USAA, honoring our brave men and women who protect our country. First 8,000 kids now, 14 and younger, get out here early. Take home a Padres cap presented by Northgate Gonzalez Market. Get your tickets tonight. Save only at Padres.com. Bedard working with a 2-run cushion now to Maben. Bluffs the bump. At least draws in the third baseman Figgins. Curveball was outside. Hop and then Hudson to follow here in the home half of the second. Bedard, his last 3 starts, 1-0 his only win, and a 1.89 ERA. So after 4 straight losses, he struggled out of the gate. He's pitching very well, as is this entire Seattle rotation. Curveball down, 2-1.
Yeah, coming off that surgery, with each start, he seems to be getting stronger. The pitch count is getting up there. His pitches are biting a little bit more. Just a matter of getting stretched out, get that arm strength back.
In the dirt to the screen, 3-1. Against the Padres before the surgery, 3-0 and a 2.29 ERA. And here at Petco, he's 2-0. So by the numbers, he's going to be a tough man to beat tonight. And he's now got a 2-0 early lead. Three and two.
And a big key, like for many teams that have a bad bullpen, to get to that bullpen early and try to get to Bedard early. This Mariners bullpen collectively has a 4.29 ERA. That's 10th in the American League. Eric Wedge trying to turn around these M's. Last year lost 101 games. Don Wakamatsu was fired last year.
And Wedge, former catcher, took over. Whoa! Almost got Bedard with that screamer back through the middle. Maben has a leadoff single. And almost undressed the left-hander.
It's like a shot from the blue line. Watch it coming right back at you. Hockey suit. Knocked him on his back end. You talk about just taking that right up the center of the diamond. Good hitting by Cameron Maben.
Got to charge those line drives.
You have to. That's the only way to catch those, Dick. Come on.
Here's Brad Hopp, raising his average up to 244 with a outstanding May. 365 in the month, his average. That's the second best in the National League this month of May. A couple of home runs and 8 RBIs. So it's a compliment to the way Hopp's been hitting that Bud Black put him in the lineup against a left-hander tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Two and 0.
You know, I mentioned just a bit ago how the Mariners last year lost 101 games. I found it interesting. The Mariners last year, the first $100 million team to lose 100 games.
They had a big payroll. They tightened that with trades. One of those, Cliff Lee to Texas. Check swing, he did not go, so it's 3-0. A reminder, folks, that may already have your tickets or plans for tomorrow night. It's not the usual 5:30 Saturday start. That game has been moved back to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, despite what it may say on your tickets, due to national television blackouts, that sort of thing. 3-0. Strike.
You know, I would label Bedard as a kind of sneaky fast. Would you agree with that, Dick?
92.
Yeah,
he gets up there.
He flips up the breaking ball, the curveball. His curveball is at 75 to 79. His fastball will sneak up there to about 92. It gets up on you in a hurry because of all the off-speed stuff.
And that one misses. Ball 4. So the Padres have the first 2 men on here in the second. First walk from Bedard. Padres trying to break out of a slump regarding getting that base hit with a man in scoring position. Remember how terrific they were on the road trip. They were up near 400 for a while. They're now 0 for the last 19, counting the inability to get Bartlett in from second in the first inning. 0 for 19. Orlando Hudson is the hitter. From the left side, 235, but hits from the right side against Bedard, 241. Not much difference. And he has never picked up a base hit off Bedard. 0 for 7 in their career meetings. And he hits this one down the right field line, slicing into the bullpen and out of play.
That kid just make a barehanded grab.
He sure did.
Nicely,
get his name and phone number.
Nicely done.
What's the young man in the white shirt?
He's camped, and he makes the two-handed grab.
Get out of here, Ichiro, in your gold glove.
Very impressive.
One strike on Hudson. Got the game-winning sacrifice fly last night. Infield set for 2, and this may be a double play ball. There's 1. There's 2. And on the play, Maven moves to third.
Well, you thought that Hudson might have a chance to beat it out when Ryan, what's the old flip? It's got a little humpy hump in it, but Adam Kennedy with the turn, and they get Hudson just by an eyelash. Ball not hit hard, change up to second base. Kennedy flip throw off balance, and they just get him. No room for error on that double play.
So 0 for 20 now with runners in scoring position. And here's Rob Johnson hitting .218. Has 3 RBIs. Curveball low and in. That's in there. Another curveball. Johnson first came up to the big leagues with Seattle in 2007, with them in 2007, 8, 9, and last year. 200 career average with the Mariners. Fouls it away.
And a heavy dose of curveball. So what do you think? Curveball, curveball, curveball. Try to sneak a little piece of cheese by him on the inner half.
Or even trying to nail one low and away.
Sure.
You're looking for that ball in.
Exactly.
So Bedard has it his way here with a count 1-2. Maben down the line from third. In the dirt, struck him out, put out at first base. And the Padres waste the opportunity in the second. And now it's 0 for 21 with men in scoring position. 2-0 Seattle. Your favorite ballpark foods and a field level ticket for only $29.50. Padres all-you-can-eat seats. The menu includes Wiener Schnitzel, hot dogs, popcorn, peanuts, soda, water. Get your all-you-can-eat seats at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. Available for all games. Sean Figgins, safe on the air by Bartlett his first time. Smoke and Kennedy to follow here in the third. Slow curveball at 79 for a strike. Figgins now 33. Switch hitter. Ground ball to short. Bartlett with the glove and the throw for the out. Justin Smoke hit a ground ball to Hudson with Figgins aboard in the first inning, and the Padres turn 2. Young man hitting .270, just 24. Hometown of Goose Creek, South Carolina. Well, makes you want to go down to old Goose Creek and see what's going on a Saturday night, doesn't it?
Bet you there's some good fishing out in those parts.
And fish fries too, huh? Maybe some shrimp even down there. You don't see many men this big that play first base that are switch hitters. He's hitting from his weaker side, at least statistically. .247 left-handed this year. He's hitting over .300 right-handed.
And you can see that Matt Latos going after Smoke with off-speed stuff. There's a fastball.
2-1.
That's good downward playing right there by Matt Latos in perfect spot. Hitters count 2-0 to make it 2-1 right on the outside corner to the left-handed hitter.
And that delayed call, but a strike on the fastball. 2-2. Got him. Came back with a slider. Third strikeout for Latos.
Well, he really set up Justin Smoke nicely. And check out the Carl's Jr. Turkey Burger. After this, you'll be going off speed, right? 2-0. Let's dot the fastball down and away. Can't get hurt there. Let's throw him another heater right down the middle, knee high. Okay, now I got him right where I want him. Looks like a fastball, ends up as a slider. Looks like a pump, feels like a sneaker.
Oh.
That's some pitching right there.
That really was. That was a great sequence. Perfect to demonstrate just how he worked the hitter Smoke. High pop up off third. Trio of Padres. Bartlett can't quite get there. And watch out as he slams into the barrier.
I always hold my breath when infielders, outfielders go in to those walls very hard. Bartlett's flash look, hit the brakes. Oh, that's a good way to twist an ankle or bust up a knee.
Yeah, you get your foot caught underneath that barrier and the padding. And every time I see that potential, I think back to one of the horrific moments in my career, and that was at Anaheim Stadium and Bobby Valentine. He went leaping into the fence feet first and caught his spikes. There was a wire screen behind the padding, and he managed to catch his spikes perfectly in one of the gaps, and it just, with all that torque, just the most terrible of fractures.
He was never really the same after that, was he?
No. And he tried to come back too soon. His leg to this day is, I mean, if you see him in just shorts, it's just grotesque.
Yeah, it is.
Twisted it is. But life is kind. It leads you in a different direction. He's been a brilliant manager in Japan and certainly regarded now as one of the best analysts on television. I really enjoy his work.
Does a fine job.
Three and two. Adam Kennedy with a walk. Bud Bell staring out at plate umpire McClellan. I think the frustrating part about any game he works is that you just don't know if he's going to call it a ball or a strike. He gives you so much time to think about it. No hurry at all, and yet regarded as one of the best ball strike umpires in baseball. He's worked 4 World Series. But certainly an announcer's nightmare. There goes the runner. Check swing strike. A steal as Rob Johnson having to throw that one from his knees. Kennedy has his 4th stolen base of the year.
Trying to do the old Benito Santiago, and he gets a running start. Kennedy off and running. Breaking ball. Was trying to key in on Kennedy to see if he came off the bag, the transfer, but it looks like kept his hand on the bag as he had his leg drag across the second base bag in safely.
Gutierrez flying to center the first time. 1 strike pitch, and he pops it up. Johnson with the mask off. And the inning's over. No runs. A walk to Kennedy. He's left at second. Middle of the 3rd. 2-0. Seattle. Where you can enjoy fresh Mexican food and happy hour 7 days a week. By Permadontic, Southern California's premier dental implant center. And by your Southern California Porsche dealers. Visit them online at socal.porschedealer.com. Latos leads off the 3rd. 1 for 13. That was the big one, a home run into the left field bleachers. Slow curveball, 0-2. Top of the order, Denorfia, then Bartlett to follow. Another curveball. Bedard has certainly battled to stay in the big leagues, gone through a lot of pain, shoulder surgeries. Got him on a fastball. Second strikeout for Bedard. He did not pitch in the big leagues all of last year. There's some rehab assignments, but recovering from surgery. And he was bothered in 2008, 2009, and last year. Now finally looks as if he's healthy, and this just adds to the other 4 starters for Seattle. We got Pineda, the young kid we're going to see tomorrow, throwing at 99 miles an hour. The Cy Young Award winner Hernandez we'll see Sunday. Then Vargas and Pfister. And this guy. Denorfia takes a strike. Grounded to first, his first at bat.
Kind of like the Padres. If they can only hit a little bit, it would be a different story.
Those 4 pitchers that I mentioned as the ground ball is chopped to third. Figgins throws him out. 2 away. Pineda, Hernandez, Vargas, and Pfister, in their last 4 starts, they've all worked 7 innings or more, and in those 4 games, a total of 3 earned runs allowed. You're going to win some games that way. And in fact, Seattle has won 3 of their last 4 after losing the preceding 6 in a row. Bartlett singled to right his first time up and stole his 8th base. Strike 1. It almost helps to watch the TV monitor and see it from the center field camera's end. Then you can see McClellan's out or strike call.
You know, I think also if you listen closely to the field mics, you can hear him bark it out, because the hitter and the catcher can hear it as soon as the pitch is caught. He will let them know, but like you said, Dick, you know, it's an announcer's nightmare waiting for the delayed call.
And about the time you think, well, that looks like a strike, and you say a strike, right, trying to beat him to it, then he doesn't call it a strike. 1-2. Bedard now with 45 pitches here in the third. Padres have had men in scoring position each of the first 2 innings. Well, 1, 2, 3, you're out. 3 strikeouts for Bedard. We've completed 3 at Petco, and the Mariners are in front 2-0. Trivia question brought to you by AT Wireless with the Mariners here. Simply, who is the Seattle Mariners all-time wins leader? We'll give you the answer in a moment. Career wins, Seattle. There's an obvious guess at that. First pitch is hammered deep to left field. Back goes Ludwig, and he can't get there. It one hops into the crowd. It'll be a ground rule double as Miguel Olivo got all of that one, or bounced that one over the left field boards.
Sounded like he was off the end of the bat, but Miguel gets extended on that one. And with the way this ball travels, that had to be off the sweet spot. Long run for Maben, long run for Ludwig, and it hits that turf. Take that back. It hits the track out there and super balls into the crowd. if that ball rattles around and stays in play, who knows?
Well, Levo is probably the fastest catcher in the league. He can run.
He could have been on third base.
Leadoff double. Brings up Peguero. He tripled to right center and scored himself, drove in a run. Free swinging. You can see that this young outfielder just called up, just 24. Mariners trying to add to their 2-0 advantage here in the top of the fourth. Olivo's ball, another example of the fact that this is a hitter's park. It's just not a home run hitter's park, because that would have been a home run most other major league parks. Takes a good cut.
Yeah, and with the power numbers, this guy can punch out with the best of them. You get ahead like here, 0-2. Matt Latos has got to put these guys away. And if you run them from 0-2 to 3-2, it doesn't do you any good.
Now and then, it'd be nice just to see a pitcher ahead on the count, 2 strikes, not to bounce this pitch.
I've always liked down and away, and I'll expand upon that. Here's my philosophy. You get a guy 0-2, righty on righty. I always like going down and away with the force. Not always. That's down and away with the four-seamer. Okay, now.
How about a lefty? We got a lefty up there now.
Right. Okay, down and away. Same principle. First of all, because if it's placed, even the great hitters have difficulty doing anything with that pitch. If you miss off the plate, okay, fine. 1 and 2. Now it opens so many doors.
He lifts this one high and pretty deep. Denorfia to the edge of the track, under it, tagging, and moving to third is Olivo. And Peguero, who tripled the last time, flirted with something even bigger on that swing.
And just to button up that thought, and a lot comes into play, the hitter, a lot of situations. But okay, now you miss 1 and 2 away, right? What's a hitter think? Oh, 0 and 2, he went away. Now he's coming in. I'm going to be ready. Now you have the luxury of coming in. You can go back out there again. You can throw a breaking ball off the plate. He's protecting, but he doesn't know which way you're going to go after you miss 0-2 away.
But it has almost become, throughout the league, not just the Padres, predictable. 0-2, you're going to see a breaking ball, a slider in the dirt.
And how about this? Since Little League, what was always put into a pitcher's head when you got a guy 0-2? Up and in. Up and in, right? Well, I'm not saying that's a bad pitch. It can happen. It depends on the hitter. It depends on the situation. It depends on the pitcher.
Infield draws in here with 1 out, man at third. Ryan singled through the right side to drive in the second run back in the second inning. And that one clipped his bat, or did it? Olivo comes in to touch home plate just in case.
Now Tim McClellan just put his hands up indicating foul ball.
After Olivo ran all the way in from third.
Yeah.
I think there must have been an announcer that didn't like his calls in a game way back in his youth. It's probably something you'd almost have to get into a psychologist to really find out deep in his soul. If he was maybe then he would relate a bad experience in his youth. Chop, foul.
Because after that foul ball, I don't think he indicated anything. I don't think he signaled foul ball.
Count remains 2 strikes on Brendan Ryan. 10th RBI tonight. Hitting just 200 at the start. Probably has some folks down from the Valley, Riverside, San Fernando Valley to see him tonight.
Another thought, Dick, about that 0-2 pitch. Let's face it, every pitcher's different, so they have a different arsenal. They have different stuff to utilize, and they can put away hitters differently than the next guy.
That ball hit deep enough to center. Oliva tagging. Maven with a catch, but he's too deep in center field, and Oliva easily makes it in for a 3-0 Seattle lead. So Brendan Ryan, hitting 8th with only 9 RBIs and batting 200 this year, has 2 runs driven in tonight. The pitcher Bedard singled to deep short his first at bat.
Boy, Eric Wedge should flip the lineup, huh? Olivo should lead off. Figueroa should bat second. Ryan third, and Bedard cleanup. They're doing all the damage tonight early in the ball game.
3 runs on 5 hits for the Mariners. No runs, 2 hits for San Diego. 2 strikes now on Bedard. Mariners came in hitting .226. There's the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Bedard worked the count to 3-2 his first time and singled on the left side. Chops that one foul. Curveball, front of the plate, Latos. And the inning is over, but the Mariners add a run on the double by Olivo. Fly balls get him home. It's 3-0 Seattle. All-time wins leader. I would have guessed Randy Johnson, and I would have been wrong. Jamie Moyer, the crafty left-hander, 145 wins for Moyer, and Randy Johnson 130 while a Mariner. Freddie Garcia at 76, and the man we'll see Sunday, Felix Hernandez, already with 75 wins. Well, there they are, and Mark Langston with 74. But Moyer, 145. Yeah. What a career.
That would have been my first guess, too. The unit, the big unit, Randy Johnson. And my second guess, quite honestly, would have been Mark Langston.
Ludwig leads off here in the 4th, down 3-0 the Padres. In with a curveball. Did you ever face Jamie Moyer?
Jamie Moyer and I faced off. I was a Giant and he was a Cub.
Ah.
Back in 1987, I want to say. I think.
1 strike to Ludwig. Fouled away. Ryan fly to right his first time. 1980, what'd you say?
I think it was 87, I want to say.
Shows you how long Moyer's been around.
I know.
He's still talking about making another comeback.
That's right.
And what is he, 47?
He's approaching 50, yes.
I like it.
I love it. I think it's great. Coming back from Tommy John. I mean, 81 is 81, regardless if you have Tommy John or not, right? So why not give it a go?
Swing and a miss at the ball in the dirt. Ludwig is gone. That's 4 strikeouts. Well, we just happened to do a little research, and yes, indeed, you did face Jamie Moyer.
Uh-oh.
And here's the lineup, folks. Moyer for the Cubs.
Oh, look at how young he is there. Wow.
Chili Davis.
Chili Bowl goes down swinging.
And now who's the opposing pitcher in this game? Enough of Moyer. Yeah, you won the AT&T trivia question. We're talking about number 55 for the Giants. Cantu fly to left his first at bat.
You know, there was a point there in Jamie Moyer's career where it was like time to shut it down, but he just kept going and going, chasing the dream and pitching 20-plus years in the big leagues.
Married Digger Phelps' daughter, as I remember.
Yep.
Foul back.
Yeah, his wife went to Notre Dame, and that's how they met. I think Jamie went to St. Joseph's, I want to say.
In Rensselaer, I think.
Yes, so.
Two strikes to Cantu, batting in the cleanup spot tonight. Grounder right back to Bedard. That's 7 in a row retired by the southpaw. Well, let's go back to that game and the Hall of Fame voice of Jack Brickhouse with the call. How about the lineup? There are the Giants. Maldonado hitting cleanup. Mark Grant down there.
Joliet reporters, broadcasters, because after all, Mark Grant is one of their prides and joys.
And he left 65 passes at the game today for all of his friends. This is a big moment for him. Throwing in Wrigley Field in front of the home folks.
Big swing.
Hey, you're looking very sharp. And so is Bedard. There's that breaking ball to the right-handed hitters. 0-1 to Hudson.
He's got a good
Maven, rather.
He's got a good feel for that curveball. That's been his money pitch tonight, and then sneaking that fastball by the Padre hitters.
Maven a sharp single. Remember, rocket right back through the middle his first time, and that one sharply to the first baseman, Smoke. A line out off the bat of Maven, and for the second consecutive inning, Bedard has retired the side in order, and we move to the fifth. Mariners 3, San Diego nothing.
Big game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Room additions, second stories, and kitchen remodeling on time and on budget. The proof is in their references. Visit murraylampert.com. Mr. Enberg.
All right, Mr. Grant. Top of the fifth. Ichiro is at the plate, and he takes a ball inside. Count is 2-0 on the leadoff hitter with a strikeout and a fly ball to center tonight. Hitting .298. And another easy chance. Latos throws him out. 0 for 3 for Ichiro, who has compiled almost, he's 3 hits away from 2,300 in just his American Major League career, not counting all those years in Japan. and 200 hits or more every one of his 10 seasons in that Seattle uniform, and led the league the last 5 years in hits. Figgins safe on an error and grounded to short. And let's take our leaderboard right now. Brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your $5 meal deal for a limited time only. Most career hits in the last 10 years. Jeter way back in second place to Ichiro. Pujols, Michael Young, kind of surprising there that he's on that list. And how about Miguel Tejada, 5th most hits in the last 10 years. 1-1, and he went around 1-2.
I mean, you look at Ichiro, all those years he spent in Japan, putting in his time to become a free agent so he can come to the States, and then continuously, year in and year out, put up those numbers. Hall of Famer.
And certainly a national hero. They still have all the Japanese press and TV follow him every step. In such an unorthodox style. It's almost that fall-away slap hitting.
Yep.
Highly productive.
And an arm, that's a cannon.
That one looped into foul territory. Cantu able to make the catch before hitting the barrier. As you saw on the uniform of Ichiro and all the Mariners is a patch, Dave, on the right sleeve there for our old pal, old colleague, Dave Niehaus, who passed away in the offseason. I use oh my, and he uses my oh my. It may be an Indiana thing.
Well, what a great man Dave was.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to be around.
He always started, how you doing? And then he said, did you hear the one about, he always had a joke for you.
That's so true, because we were in Peoria playing the Mariners, and the door busts open, and like you said, Dick, it's not, hey guys, how you? It's like, hey guys, did you hear the one about?
Unfortunately, we can't share the one about. Here's Smoke, 0 for 2. Laces that one way down into the right field corner foul. Now, when we last saw Dave up in Seattle, when the back end of this series last year, we had a chance to have breakfast in the press room, and like a couple of old couchers, we were talking about mortality. 1-2 now to Smoke. And yeah, we both agreed, as anyone would, that as you look ahead to the eventuality of time getting us all, that you hope it's quick. And it was for Dave. He went out to light the barbecue and fell down, and he was gone. Ground ball, even with a shift on. Can Hudson? Nope, he can't get to the ball. And Smoke has an infield hit. With Hudson playing shallow right field, couldn't glove it cleanly.
That's one of the things that's frustrating as a pitcher. You make a pitch, you can see him roll it over, top hand, for Hopper. And kind of tough to tell if Orlando fields that cleanly. He may have gotten up to his feet there and thrown him out. No? Would have been close.
Well, I think had he fielded it cleanly, he would have thrown him out. Yeah. So another hit for the Mariners. They have 6. Adam Kennedy singled and scored and walked and stole a base tonight. Mariners scored 2 in the second, and it was started by Kennedy with a looping single. After a couple of outs, Peguero tripled to right center to send Kennedy all the way around to score, and then Brendan Ryan, the number 8 hitter, singled to right to get Peguero in for a 2-0 lead. Chase is there, and it's 1-2. 4th inning, a leadoff double Olivo, and fly balls by Peguero and Ryan deep enough to move him to third and then home. Ryan on a sacrifice fly, and Mariners have a 3-0 advantage. Line drive foul. Skips off the top of the barrier by the bullpen of the Mariners.
You know, one of the things about Matt Latos tonight, that fastball in to Adam Kennedy was registered at 89 on the gun. Just to give you a little bit of a on the velocity tonight for Latos. I've seen a 94. It was earlier in the game, but consistently 91-ish, 92.
In the dirt, 2-2, a changeup.
I think that 94 for Matty came in back maybe the second inning. Not that velocity is everything. Location, obviously, where you place the, you can be successful throwing 91, 92. We all know that. Just seems the velocity's down a little bit for Matty.
He chases. And the tag made by Rob Johnson. And that's the 4th strikeout for Latos. No damage in the 5th. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the book. And the Mariners in front. 3-0.
Harris Rincon Casino. You know what that means. If a home run is hit this inning, text Homer to 269-411. Good luck. $18,500 are at stake. Good luck. Buena suerte.
As Bedard goes to work on Brad Hopp in the last half of the 5th inning. Hopp walked his first at bat. Hudson and then Johnson to follow here in the 5th inning. Bedard has retired the last 8 in a row. Late call strike, 1-1. Well, the Trevor Hoffman Aki Otsuka autograph session for the Japanese tsunami relief raised almost $10,000 tonight, and congratulations to those two great guys to go through the process. And a lot of fans have a special autograph now. One of the all-time greats, Hoffman, and the popular Aki.
Nicely done. That's awesome.
2-1 now to Hopp. Two balls, 2 strikes, and there they are out by the Tony Gwynn statue in the park and signing that special autograph to fans who each had a $50 voucher. Then all the money went to the Japanese Relief Fund. And congratulations to the good fans. All the money going to such a good cause. The tsunami came within a mile of Otsuka's home in Japan. 2-2 and strike 3. Oh, please. I mean, that's just, he's really gone over the top, hasn't he? How long does it take you to say that's a strike? Call him out. 5 strikeouts now for Bedard.
There's Aki and his family. Always got a smile on his face. Good kid, Aki Otsuka. Miss him around these parts. And we wish him well. He had surgery, and he's than throwing the baseball around, and he's going to try to make a comeback.
How old is he now?
Gosh, you know what, Dick? I would have to say he's got to be mid-30s. I'd say 35-ish.
Yeah,
maybe 36. Yeah,
be a guy that gives you an inning out of the bullpen. One strike on Hudson, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Is only at bat.
Boy, when Aki was on with that slider, you talk about serious tilt. I mean, straight down, short, quick, tight, 12-6 slider. So Aida, Shuto, great pitch. He was fun to watch.
He knew it. Didn't have to wait for McClellan. He was already 4 steps to the dugout before McClellan punched him out. So 6 strikeouts now for Bedard.
You know, Bedard's done a fine job tonight getting ahead and placing that fastball on the inside part of the plate. Right there on the inside corner. No questions asked.
Padres coming into this inning. And again, the problems in scoring at home for whatever. 18 innings, 1 run scored. They're 1 out away from 19 innings for only 1 run. And the 1 run yesterday, enough to win last night. Johnson first ball hunting, sends a easy fly ball to Ichiro and right. And for the 3rd straight inning, Bedard retires the side in order. 11 straight have gone down at the fine pitching of this left-hander. And fireworks after the game. Our Skycam shot looking down into Petco, the place to be. Brought to you by Mossy Ford and Mossy Toyota. Visit us in Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com. Franklin Gutierrez 0 for 2, flied out and fouled out. Olivo and then Peguero here in the 6th inning against Matt Latos. Latos allowing 3 runs on 6 hits.
'89 on that fastball, Dick. That's when he's been living around 89, 91-ish.
Center fielder Maben suddenly moves about 15 yards into right center field. Gutierrez swinging and missing. Slider 1-2.
Well, Matt's got to keep him at 3 with the way that Bedard is pitching, and he's throwing a gem. 2-hitter here, shutout. Matt's got to keep those M's at 3 runs. And hopefully get to Bedard so they can get into that bullpen and take their chances that way.
Another slider. 2-2. Well, tomorrow night, Clayton Richard against Michael Pineda, the 24-year-old. He might just well be the rookie of the year. He was the rookie of the month of April. 5-2 his record. 2.45 ERA. He's a horse. High fly ball. left center. Maben and Ludwig converging. And it's Maben with the catch. Brings up Olivo, struck out, and then doubled to left. And came around on Brendan Ryan's sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. So it'll be Richard and Pineda. I guess he's growing even as he's a 24-year-old, because in the press guide he's 6'5" and 245. Now they're saying now he's 6'7" and 260.
He's growing like a weed.
Throws his fastball up to 99 miles an hour.
He's legit.
And control. He doesn't walk anybody.
Yep.
Breaking ball, and the count goes 2-0. He struck out 52 men in 51 innings, and he's walked only 13 batters with that high-powered stuff.
That's going right after guys.
And then it's a lot easier on Sunday, because then the Cy Young Award gets to pitch, and you get to hit against him, and it'll be Stauffer against Felix Hernandez. That's a 1 o'clock game, 1 o'clock telecast, cap day. Tomorrow night, the car pack given away to the first 25,000. 3-1. That ball hit hard, deep. Ludwig going back, and Olivo hits the second deck. Home run for the former Padre catcher, and it's 4-0 Seattle. Well, he doubled to deep left center to the face of the wall, and now he's homered into the upper deck. And the Padres now stare at a 4-0 deficit.
Well, he worked himself into a hitter's count. 3-1. Fastball that leaks over the outer third of the plate, and that's belt buckle high. He's putting a hurting on that one.
3rd home run of the season for Olivo. Now maybe the Mariners are like the Padres. The Padres go on the road, and all of a sudden the hitting closes around, scoring a ton of runs. The Mariners leave Seattle, and here they are with 4 runs and 7 hits, and we're still only 1 out in the 6th inning. I've always liked this catcher, Olivo. I like the way he handles his pitchers. He runs, really high speed for a catcher. He'll hit you some home runs. With Colorado last year, was .269 hitter, 14 homers.
Putting the white out on his nails for his pitcher Bedard, so he can see the signs of those gray unis in the shadows behind home plate.
Vaquero shift on, and Hudson has to hurry and just does get him. So Vaquero, for a home run hitter, he can gallop pretty well. He made that a mighty tight play at first base. So he's 1 for 3 tonight. RBI triple in the 2nd inning. Here's Ryan. He's knocked in 2 runs with a single to right and a sacrifice fly to center. Plate umpire McClellan indicating he went around, 1 strike. Latos working a little too quickly for the taste of the veteran Ryan. Played his college ball in Lewis Clark College.
Oh, it's an NAIA school in Idaho.
That's right.
Yeah,
very good. Lewiston, Idaho.
Yeah, they always host the NAIA World Series, and they've got a good ball club up there.
That's where he went to school, from the San Fernando Valley to Lewis and Clark. Good school.
Yes.
0-2 in the dirt. The old automatic used to be 3-0, you throw it down the middle. Now the automatic is 0-2, throw it in the dirt. It's the new world automatic pitch. McClellan cleaning things up around the front of home plate. Housekeeping is over. 1-2 the count. 94 on that fastball to drive him off the plate.
So it seems like when Matt really needs that little extra on that fastball, he'll hump it up a little bit. Let's see if he goes breaking ball away here.
in the dirt.
Not biting. Ryan is not biting.
100 pitches now for the 23-year-old Latos.
So now you got to challenge him with a fastball here, don't you? Down and away, try to spot a fastball here.
Command of the breaking ball has just been ordinary. Let's see what he comes up with.
Challenge him.
And he does, and he rips that slider down into the left field corner, stays in the park. And Brendan Ryan, a 200 hitter, comes into this series and singles in a run, drives a ball deep to center to knock in another on a sacrifice fly, and now rings up a double into the left field corner.
You know, there are sliders you throw when you're heading the count to make a guy fish. Then there are ones that are hit-me sliders. Matt Latos did not want to throw that slider down the heart of the plate. He missed with location there. That was a early pitch type slider that you'll throw a guy early in the count just to have a little look-see. That one, you're going to get hurt. Sped up the bat of Ryan, and he stand on second base with a double.
So the Mariners, among their 8 hits tonight, a couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run. Bedard has a single. This would really add insult to injury if he comes up with another base hit and knocks in a 5th run. Corey Lupke starts to throw for the Padres. Ichiro, left-handed batter, up next, and so this may well be Latos's last man. Ground ball to third. Late swing by Bedard, but he makes contact, throw in the dirt, and Hop able to dig this one out. As Cantu one hops it across the diamond. 1 run on Olivo's home run. 2 hits and a man left. 4-0. A tasting. It's not supposed to get both hands in and shovel it. Taste.
I'm bringing a feed bag, and I'm going to strap it on and go out there and go to hacking.
Oh, that's something new.
You've seen my act before, haven't you?
Patterson leads it up, pinch hitting for Latos. Latos struck out his only at bat. He works 6 innings, allows 4 runs, all earned, 8 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeout, leaving down 4-0. And again, his teammates not offering much support with the bats.
And
2-0.
And in contrast, Dick, how about these little numbers here? Matt Latos threw 103 pitches. Eric Bedard just threw his 65th pitch of the night.
Lays that one in there. No. Ball 3. One of the reasons why he's been so efficient tonight, he's not walked anyone. Struck out 6. Only 2 Padre hits. Patterson trying to get on there to get something going, and he does. A 4-pitch walk. So they bring up a left-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher. And the strategy works. Well, sometimes that's all you need is that lead-off walk. Make you a little vulnerable. Get the thing going. Get that carousel. The run carousel. Start playing the music.
Have I told you before, leadoff walks will kill you? Have I mentioned that to you before?
Give you a headache, doesn't it? Well, here's Denorfia. He is grounded out twice. To first and to third. Started tonight at 3:46. Time had been called at the plate, so Bedard backed off. There's that big sweeping curveball. 5 in a row out of the strike zone.
Well, that's a good look right there. Give you a bird's eye view of the left-hander Lukey.
New angle.
Watch the movement on this two-seamer. Nice.
Snap throw, and he's back head first. Boy, that reliever, he's cat quick.
Yes, he is.
Meanwhile, Bedard has thrown 6 straight balls. There's no such thing as a take sign anymore, 2-0, but a heady player, not on the board. It's 2-0, and it's 1-1 now apparently. So the board is having the same problem with McClellan we are. Ground ball, double play ball, and it's room service double play. And Denorfia's hit into another, the 7th time this year. He leads the club in that category. So much for the leadoff walk.
And that's the way the evening has been going for Eric Bedard. 1 pitch, 2 outs. Making some good pitches.
Second double play hit into by San Diego.
And not a lot of traffic on the base pass for San Diego. A little bit in the first, a little bit in the second. That's been it.
The other 4 base runners, 2 walks and 2 singles. Bartlett has one of those base hits, a single to right. And Maven the other. Maven's the only Padre that's really hit the ball hard. He lined a single through the box, then lined hard toward right, and Smoke was able to one-hand it for an out. Curveball just misses, 1-1.
That's been his pitch tonight, that curveball. He's got a good feel for it.
Well, we told you. In his last 3 starts, he's 1-0 with a 1.89 ERA. He missed a start. He hasn't pitched for 12 days because of a rainout. And they wanted to keep the rotation going. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And in interleague play, 7-1 ERA under 2. So he's pitching to form. McClellan, it's almost ridiculous how long he waits before he calls a strike, much less someone out. But that's how it goes, and we're on to the 7th inning. 4-0 Seattle. less than 8 grams of fat. Get it before it's gone at Subway and eat fresh. Fill up your palate at Subway.
So my philosophy is fill the gut. And yeah, obviously you're more classy in the way say fulfill your palate.
But you speak to your own public.
I speak Joliet.
Yeah, it's huge. Lupke, a young guy from Ohio State, has pitched very well. That ERA 3.86, you say, well, that's high for a relief pitcher, but don't forget 6 runs way back in that extra inning game with Cincinnati. Since then, he's been around the 1 level.
Yeah, even if you shave that in half, 3 runs, take off 3 runs. Corey's done a heck of a job out of the bullpen.
He's on a long string of scoreless innings as well. Ichiro leads it off, as he has 3 times tonight. He's 0 for 3, struck out fly to center and tapped back to the mound against Latos. Backs him out of there, 2-1. Ichiro starts tonight with 53 hits. Far and away the leader on the Mariner club. There's that fall away slap shot. Count remains level at 2-2. Lupke did give up a run in Arizona to snap a 16 2/3 inning streak of scoreless pitching. He had not allowed a run since that game against Cincinnati here way back on April 12th. So he's really been outstanding.
Yes, he has.
.93 on that one, and the count goes full. Ichiro to be followed by Figgins, and then Smoke here in the 7th. Mariners 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. Olivo's home run in the 6th. Right back to the mound. Little pepper with the pitcher Lupke, and there's 1 away. Twice in a row now. Ichiro, a 1-hopper to the pitcher.
That does wonders for a young left-hander. Corey Lupke now knows, hey, you know what? I can pitch to a guy like Ichiro Suzuki. I can get this guy out. Sometimes hitters, I take that back. Sometimes pitchers give hitters too much credit. And you don't really trust your stuff. And you don't go out there just thinking, I'm going to see the sign, I'm going to throw the ball. And you start to nitpick a little bit. Maybe you don't use your best stuff. Next thing you know, you're 3-1 and you're backing up third.
How about that 93-mile-an-hour fastball spotted right at the knees?
Exactly.
And gets the call there from McClellan, 0-2.
I love the way Corey works. He's got good stuff. He works quickly. He pounds the zone down. He gets a good downward angle from the left side there.
And there's the automatic. 0-2 in the dirt. And another. One out in the 7th. Mariners come to town. 19-24. The Padres start tonight 19-25. Seattle's only 3.5 games out of first place. I mean, behind Texas. I mean, they're right there. Good fastball, and he has a strikeout. Lupke 2 away here in the 7th. And coming up, a reminder, the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. Stretch your dollars at your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Get more MPG, more value, and double the warranty. Shop online at San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com.
Dick, you made a good point about the American League West. I mean, Texas in first place, hovering right around 500 at 23-21 going into today's game. So, it's up for grabs at this point of the season.
Justin Smoke, switch hitting first baseman, now turns around hitting right-handed. Singled to shallow right field with a shift on as a left-handed hitter. Grounded into a double play and struck out. That one down the right field line and foul. He's, as we said earlier, hitting from the right side, much better average, 306 for Smoke. Let's see where his power is. Of course, he doesn't have equal opportunities from both sides of the plate. 4 of his homers from the left side, 2 right-handed. Coming into the game, he was the power source for the Mariners this year with the 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. But Miguel Olivo with an argument with his effort tonight with a double and a home run and 2 runs scored. Half of the Mariner hits extra bases. 2-2. Lupke on the way. And another foul. Well, we haven't talked much about Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but St. Louis Cardinals, you want to talk about a hitting group?
They got a nice trifecta working there, huh?
Don't they? Lance Berkman has fit in rather nicely. Swung on and missed, and Lupke comes in, gets a comebacker from Ichiro, and strikes out both Figgins and Smoke. That's the first time the Mariners have gone out in order all night.
Tickets online at Padres.com. This offer isn't going to be around forever, so don't wait. Get your tickets today and save at Padres.com.
I wonder what the derivation of the expression "save dough," where money became dough.
I would have to say it was back in the Depression years.
Eating a lot of bread.
Well, you know, bread was a staple that everybody needed,
and
right?
bread also is used as a money source.
I was just going to say,
making some bread, making some
barter
dough.
with some bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you bread, and you can give me whatever.
I'll buy that. Ludwig, 0-1. As Bedard working on a very impressive 2-hit shutout. He's only pitched to 2 men over the minimum. Couple of singles and 2 walks, but 2 double plays, cutting down his workload. Did he go? Yes. First base umpire Marvin Hudson. Ludwig, Cantu, Maben, middle of the Padre order, trying to get something stirred up here in the 7th. Down 4-0.
Well, the later innings have been good times for these Padres. Remember, we mentioned it before. They score late with regularity. 7th, 8th, and 9th inning.
Line drive, base hit. Ludwig staying with that pitch and taking it to the opposite field. Third hit of the night. Leadoff man on. So a 9-game hitting streak for Ryan Ludwig with that base hit. Cantu is flied out and wrapped back to the mound. Bedard, because of his fine pitching, has had the luxury of working from that very clever windup of his most of the night. Now he has to go to the stretch. Really hides the ball in the windup. Spins that curveball in for a strike. Maben moves into the on-deck circle. Bedard shaking off catcher Olivo. Finds one he likes. And Cantu likes it too. It's high, it's deep, and it is caught. Oh my. Figueroa, and now back to first base. It's a double play. Another one. Young Carlos Figueroa takes a home run away from Cantu, and they turn it into a double play. Ludwig, and you can certainly understand why he was caught around second base. He thought that ball was gone or going to go off the wall. Great play.
Oh, he snagged it right on top of the fence, and then the relay. My goodness. Great relay on behalf of the Mariners there.
7-6-3 for the third double play of the night, and here's Maben. So instead of the score being 4-2, Figueroa takes that one right out of the first row. Look at that fan. He said, "That's my ball." And Cantu can't believe it. And then salt in the wound. Ludwig couldn't get back in time, and the 7-6-3 double play. 2 strikes in a hurry on Maben, who has lined a single to center and lined out to first. It's not easy to play out there in left field, and Figueroa, a youngster, first time ever here at Petco Park.
And you know what the key to that play was for Figueroa is that, you know, he didn't get to the fence and was camped and then jumped. He was moving back still. So on the run is a tough play.
And Maben strikes out at the end of the inning. That's 8 strikeouts. The old strikeout score for the Padres at home has come back. That's what haunted them all of April. And Figueroa, a 2-run catch for the young left fielder. We go to the 8th, 4-0. Top of the 8th, 4-0 Mariners, and Adam Kennedy, the cleanup hitter, with Gutierrez and Olivo to follow in this 8th inning. Young Carlos Peguero taking the spirit right out of this crowd on a Friday night with that catch turned into a double play when it looked off the bat that Cantu was going to cut the deficit in half with a 2-run homer. Kennedy singled and scored, walked and struck out. And Lupke falls behind 3-0.
You know that last play, Dick, that double play? That's why I like it when ballparks build ballparks that have fences enabling outfielders to do just that. I mean, what good is like a 20-foot wall, unless it's Fenway Park? I mean, let's face it. It gives a guy a sporting chance, and that's exciting. That's an exciting part of the game.
Yeah, it's low enough that, you know, on a full sprint you can run, leap up, and, you know, almost jackknife over that railing and steal a ball and can make the spectacular. That wasn't that spectacular, but certainly it was an outstanding catch and a key play in this game. Ludwig, as we've seen, you know, their plays aren't easy out there in left field. Lupke has allowed his first base runner the leadoff walk. Kennedy, and here's Gutierrez. 5 straight balls, and so catcher Johnson's going to go out and talk with his young lefty. Gutierrez flying to center twice and fouled out.
The main theme of tonight's ball game obviously is Eric Bedard is in control. You look at that Mariner bullpen, they still have that nice warm jacket on, hands in the pockets, folding chairs out on the mounds down there. They're enjoying a big league ball game, watching the veteran left-hander pitch well against these Padres.
Visited with one of the Seattle talk show hosts this morning. It was, you know, you're waiting to be interviewed and you hear the weather, and it's almost easy. You can almost hear them cheering up there in Seattle. It's going to be clear and sunny today. They've had a rough spring. Boy, when the sun comes out in that city, I think it may well be our most beautiful city in the U.S.
Gorgeous.
I mean, after San Diego, of course, but we have the sun so often that we take it for granted. But it beats even San Francisco when it's sunny in Seattle. Just a glorious city. 2-1 now. Foul back.
You know what I love about Seattle?
Seafood.
Well, not only that, but in the summertime, when you go up there, it doesn't get dark till like 9:45, 10 o'clock. You're so far north. Love that. But in the wintertime, gets dark about 3:30.
No, it's a little depressing, that rain and darkness. Yeah, it's like Scandinavian countries.
Right.
That's why so many have migrated to the Seattle area. A lot of my Finnish friends go.
Really?
Yeah, they have a big Finnish community.
You can leave a lot of tickets when we go up there?
Well,
you can use mine. I don't have any, but you can use them.
I tell you what, I'd like to see in Seattle someday. You know that fish market where they throw the fish around? I'd like you to play that game. You know, could we get you, where they throw you a
catch the fish?
A 40-pound flounder?
I'm in.
You can't cradle it down, and no ball gloves. You got to catch it barehanded.
Pike's Market, right?
That's it, Pike's Market. Get some pretty good Dungeness crab up in that city. 2-2 now. Gutierrez, ground ball to third. Cantu, Hudson, hop, double play. Padres have their second double play of the night. And 2 gone to Miguel Olivo, who's been a real pest tonight.
Nice flip throw. It's a 2-hopper to Cantu. Fields it in front of him nicely. And always a challenge for a second baseman. You got a runner coming in there, spikes high. That's a good slide. Just saying, you got spikes coming in. You got to concentrate on catching the ball and making a good strike over to first. Good turn by Orlando Hudson.
Against Matt Latos, Olivo struck out the first time. Then he doubled deep to left center and scored. And he homered into the second tier in left field, his third of the year. So he comes in hitting .203 and puts a hurt on Latos. Brendan Ryan comes in hitting an even .200, and he's knocked in 2 runs and is 2 for 2 tonight, the number 8 hitter. That's when a team that's not hitting well awakens, when the guys down there are 6, 7, 8, those spots get you some runs. And Lukey out of the 8th inning with his 3rd strikeout, used a slider to get Olivo. So 2 innings of fine pitching again by the young Corey Lukey. Here in the last of the 8th inning, Brad Hopp, Orlando Hudson, and Rob Johnson scheduled against Bedard. Let's just study this left-hander's windups. Yeah, he turns his back, and it really must be tough to pick up his pitches, as he's really turns his back. Almost, it's not the Luis Tiant kind of look at center field and then come in, or high kick and Marichal, but he really hides the ball well.
Very deliberate over the rubber. You're right. Hands, numbers.
Ground ball by Hopp right at the 3rd baseman Figgins, and 1 away.
Well, you make a good point, Dick. As Bedard gets over the rubber, watch his hands. You show him his number. Bedard, 45, right? And then it looks like the ball comes out of his head. He's not really a guy who's got a lot of arm swing up top. It's kind of like a short armor. So maybe a little deception in there as well.
You don't pick it up immediately. He kind of hides the ball until it's on its way. Goes to the fastball at 90 miles an hour. Hudson grounded into a double play and took a 3rd strike. 8 strikeouts and 4 of them called. There's that big curveball.
You know, I think it's a subtle thing. When I talk about guys who have big arm swings, a left-hander come up here, they show a lot of arm and you see ball, right? Looks like Bedard hides it here, comes here, and then before you know it, it's out of the head. It's a short arm release.
2 strikes, and down goes Hudson. 9 strikeouts for Bedard. That brings up Rob Johnson. He has not been spared. He has struck out and flied to right. So the endurance of these Seattle starters continues. Another pitcher going 7 innings or more. That's 5 straight. And in those 5 games, the whole staff has allowed 3 earned runs. And that's Pineda, Hernandez, Vargas, Pfister yesterday, and Bedard tonight. So manager Eric Wedge looks as if he's got a top-notch 5-man rotation in Seattle. They score some runs. They're going to be tough. Quickly ahead of Johnson, 2 strikes. He has totally baffled the Padre hitters.
Yes, he has.
I mean, Cantu hit it well, just missed a home run, and Maben's a couple of line drives, but that's been about it. He'll take that play himself, pitcher unassisted. And we've gone through 8 here at Petco. 4 runs, 8 hits Seattle, no runs, 3 hits for the home team.
At Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, your Android, or your BlackBerry. It's easy. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and much, much more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Padres.com for details.
Our trusty assistant, Amanda McCord, she's doing just that for me, because you know I'm just hopeless when it comes to all this modern stuff. But I want that facility, throughout the summer, and we go over to Wimbledon. I'll be able to listen to the games. Sometimes you get video, but it's like listening to the Padre radio broadcast as if they're next door.
Exactly.
It's great. Well, here's young Carlos Pagaro. Didn't know much about him when they came in Seattle. He's just been called up from Tacoma, the AAA club, but he's tripled and scored, a long out to right. Grounded to second and stole a home run from Jorge Cantu. Looks as if this big young guy going to get his money's worth at every at bat as well. He's down 2 strikes to Pat Neshek, who's come in to work the 9th inning. Lupke, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts.
Another fine outing by the young lefty. Nicely done, Corey.
They play a shift on Pagaro, and Hudson able to throw him out. Another close play. And I'm impressed about how well Pagaro runs for a big guy. That's twice that he's grounded out to shallow right field to Hudson on the shift and almost beat the throw both times.
And for a big guy, he can pick him up and put him down. One hopper. Okay, look at it. He was a third of the way down the line when Orlando. Oh, you know what? I think he may have been safe.
Well, here's a better angle.
Too close to call.
A couple of bang plays that so close to hits. Frustrating for Pagaro. Brendan Ryan's been frustrating for the Padres. 2 for 2. Single and a double. Knocked in 2, including a sacrifice fly out of that number 8 spot in the batting order for the 200 hitter. One. Neshek in his second tour with the Padres. Been up and down to Tucson. .86 ERA, 9 2/3 innings, just 7 hits and 2 runs. Little looper foul.
Well, you know you're getting old is when the opposing team's coaches are former teammates. Played with Eric Wedge in Colorado. Played with Mike Brumley in Tucson with the Astros, AAA club. Played with Robbie Thompson, the bench coach for Eric Wedge with the Giants. It's just time flies.
Listen, I'm working on the grandkids of players I called with the Angels back in the 60s and 70s. 2-2.
There's RT. He's one of the best.
Full count.
Great baseball guy. He went from Double-A to the big leagues with the Giants in 1986. He and Will Clark. You're going to like these kids. That was the motto of the Giants that year. Hum baby Giants.
Hum baby, that's the grandchild of Hubba Hubba. It is.
How old is Hubba Hubba now?
Well, it was a World War II expression.
Yeah, okay. And Hum Baby's got to be about 35 years old then? 40?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the grandson, it was the son.
Oh, okay,
son
gotcha.
of Hubba Hubba.
Okay.
I think the grandson is, this will get you to cool. Hot. Maybe it's hot. You know, sometimes cool is hot. Now hot is cool.
Or sick. Sick means good these days.
Yeah. Popped up. Center of the diamond. Hudson and Bartlett. Shortstop wants it. Right near the bag. 2 away. Eric Bedard, he wants to go the complete game distance. He comes up to hit. He's got an infield hit. Grounded out twice, 1 for 3. No, it's going to be Jack Cust. Cust is going to relieve Bedard, and the left-hander will say 8 great innings of work well done. 3 hits. Go into the bullpen and get me 3 outs and a win. Cust, former Padre property, power hitting left-hander, had some couple of good seasons with Oakland. Chris Ray is warming up, the right-hander. Padres at risk of being shut out for the 9th time this year. Foul that.
Well, Jack Cust, he's listed in the media guide. You know, he's going to be a DH in the American League. Get 4 at-bats during a ball game. At times you can put him out in the field. But he's one of those guys like Matt Stairs. I know the Mariners lead by 4 here, but when Jack Cust comes up to the ball, comes up to the plate, he's got one thing in mind to do with that baseball.
Swing from the heels.
Oh, yeah, look at that swing there.
Even his foul balls have some anger. No one likes to be shut out, but it's especially difficult to digest when you're home. And the Padres, 5 of the shutouts prior to tonight have been right here. Another foul, and the count remains 2-2 to Cust. He was with the Padres only for a cup of coffee in 2006. He had 3 at-bats and 1 hit. And then went to Oakland for cash considerations the next year, 2007. Strike 3. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Pat Neshek. Bottom of the 9th, last call for the Padres. Pitcher spot, Denorfia and Bartlett coming up. Cajon Ford. As Tony Gwynn says, nobody beats El Cajon Ford. So shop online at elcajonford.com. And Carlos Peguera, first time up, a triple to right center field, and that knocked in the first run of the game. And so far, that's been enough with the outstanding pitching of Eric Bedard. Mariners went on to add another run that inning as Ryan singled in Peguero. They scored again in the fourth, a double by Oliva. He came in on the sacrifice fly, Ryan, and Olivo's solo home run in the sixth, and it's a 4-0 Seattle game here in the bottom of the ninth. 2-0 the count to Headley. Ray, his numbers are not exactly positive. 11.88 ERA and a 389 batting average against. But with a 4-0 lead, manager Eric Wedge able to give him some work, build some confidence.
Ray is a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, a split, and a curveball. Mid-90s with that fastball. Been around for a while.
High fly ball to center field. Gutierrez. One away. Top of the order, and Chris Denorfia grounded out 3 times tonight. Chris, once into a double play. Tomorrow night, hope you'll be with us, 6:30 here on Channel 4 San Diego. Clayton Richard goes for his 3rd win of the year. I'm anxious to see this Michael Pineda in action. 5-2, this big right-hander, and the 2.45 ERA. American League Rookie of the Month of April. Everyone we've talked to said, wait till you see this kid. He's Sabathia reincarnated, only from the right side. 1-1, Denorfia. Weak wave at a slider, 1-2.
You know, Chris Ray, he can be erratic at times. And Dick, you mentioned the point earlier how Eric Wedge, these are perfect opportunities to throw guys like this in to get some confidence and maybe work on a control type thing with the 4-run lead.
Right, to get him to go out and fish for that slider again. 2-2. Wedge, who was the manager of the Cleveland Indians for 7 years, out of baseball last year and hired by the Mariners his first year in Seattle. He was the American League Manager of the Year a couple seasons ago. Outside, 3-2. Full count, Denorfia. And it's outside, ball 4. Well, a reminder, stay tuned for the Sequan Casino postgame show from our Channel 4 studio. John Weisbarth and Bob Scanlon standing by. Sequan Casino, get away for the day at Sequan Casino. Look at Eric Wedge, former All-America catcher at Wichita State, 89 NCAA champs. Wedge, he's only 43.
Shocker.
Yeah, 43. I figured he was about that. So 1 out, Denorfia with a walk, and here's Bartlett, a single in 3 trips, struck out the other 2 times. 1-1. How about you see my Chippewa last night? Won again.
Did he really?
At Phoenix, he's 3-0.
Cole Mentor?
Yes. Over the top Cole Mentor.
Good for him. Just so it's not against the Padres.
That was, of course, but nice young guy from Homer, Michigan. I asked him, when's the last time you hit a homer? He said, Homer. No, I said, when did you hit the last homer? He said, Homer. In high school at Homer.
Glad you got the chance to meet him, I'll bet.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one slapped into foul territory, bullpen and beyond for a souvenir. You know, tomorrow night in the broadcast, George Mitrovich, our good friend, Mr. San Diego, who also conducts a forum up in Denver while we were there. We went to one of his new luncheons, and he presented us with a terrific book, Sayonara Home Run. It's the art of the Japanese baseball card. Really some good information in there. Fouled again. And with Ichiro and all of the Japanese following and media and publicity that he gets, it would be appropriate tomorrow night to talk about Japanese baseball.
Sure.
How, you know, obviously Americans are a great influence there, barnstorming back in the 30s. I think we could have some fun with that.
Yeah, it's a nice little book also.
Yeah. Ground ball could end on a double play. No, he boots it. Brendan Ryan with a sure double play to end the game. Instead, life for the Padres here in the ninth.
Got to get that tying run to the plate some way, shape, or form, and that could come back to haunt the Mariners. Ball hit sharply. It's a slider, but you're right, Dick. That's just a good old-fashioned boot. On the transfer, on the shovel pass, Ryan could not find the handle.
Yeah, he'd like to go over and grab that ball and take a bite out of it. So 2 on, a walk and an error with 1 out, and some of the power for the Padres coming up where they could do some damage. Ludwig is a single in 3 at bats, went the other way the last time up for only the 3rd hit off Eric Bedard.
And that'll prompt a call to the bullpen, and they've got action in that Mariner bullpen now.
And Cantu on deck, and he almost homered the last time.
The closer Brandon League starting to heat up
in his own. First pitch is in there for a strike, 93. Infield looking for another chance at a double play. Ludwig trying to put some hurt on the Mariners here in the 9th inning. Generous, a walk and an error. Fouled away, jam, 2 strikes on Ludwig. Ryan raising his average in this 10-game hitting streak. Currently in there at 236, 8 homers. That one hits to left center field, but running over is Piquero, and he can't get it. He dropped the ball.
Oh, no.
And now the Padres are in a mess, and they're going to get it out anyway as a run scored. Bartlett was headed back to first, and he and Denorfia in a routine where they were pushing and shoving each other, and finally the out is made at second base. Ludwig, rather. It's Ludwig and Bartlett.
They actually made contact on this ball. You know, the runners have to go halfway. It is not caught. Okay, now everybody's either trying to advance, or going back because they can't find the baseball. There's the force play on Bartlett. But before that, Bartlett and Ludwig. Now, Keystone Cops going out there, back and forth, back and forth.
Denorfia scores. He sees the ball in front of him, so he comes in to make it 4-1.
And actually, Ludwig and Bartlett made contact rounding first base. Ludwig rounded first base, and that's where the umpires are meeting. They actually collided. Bartlett going back because he thought the ball was caught. Very confusing.
And Ludwig, if he passed him, that's what they're discussing, whether or not he went by him. He did not. Ludwig just pushed him on to second base, but too late. The force has been made, so there's no hit on the play. It's a fielder's choice, and a run scores.
I'm wondering if they're going to say that if you push.
This is not going to be good. McClellan has motioned for Bud Black to come out. If it were good news, he wouldn't be going over there.
You know, it's almost like when a runner rounds a base, you cannot get assistance from a coach. I mean, we've seen that contact with a coach, and you tell them you help them up or push them back. I'm wondering if that might be the case. If somebody saw Jason Bartlett or Ryan Ludwig kind of assist or aid him to go back to the other base.
Well, he did push him. There's no question about that.
I don't know if that's the discussion here. It's just a point that we saw.
So Ludwig walking off the field, and the game apparently is over. Or is that a pinch runner? What's going on?
Okay, Bartlett, looks like Bartlett's going back to second base. Ludwig is going to be ruled out. Well, how can it?
Well, this is a puzzling one, isn't it?
Yeah, because the force was made. The ball was not caught, so that means it's a hot ball. That means the force is still on. The ball is not caught, right? Ludwig rounds first. He's telling him go back. No, patty cake.
And then the throw comes in. It certainly beats Bartlett. And the umpire there calling him out.
Confusing.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If anything,
Bartlett should be out, right? According and thinking
maybe,
about logically.
And maybe right? Ludwig too. Maybe the game is over here.
I think the Padres still have an out here. That's a good thing.
Well, they've got 2 outs. The leadoff man Headley flied out, and the force is 2 outs. And apparently Bartlett's going to be okay at second base. So 2 outs, and Cantu the batter. 4-1 the score. So still a pulse here for the Padres.
Hey, kind of a tough break for Ryan Ludwig, huh? I mean, he should be credited with a hit, right? When you think about it?
No, it should have been a hit. A
right.
tough chance for Piquero. And now down to their final strike, 0-2 to Cantu. Bartlett off second.
So maybe hit and interference on the play. Ludwig ruled out. Bartlett gets the bag.
So Ludwig does get a hit. Ground ball back to the mound. Easy chance for Ray. And the underhand toss, and the Mariners have taken the opener. A messy 9th inning, but they survive some unusual baseball action. Seattle brings that great pitching into Petco, and Eric Bedard picks up his 2nd win of the year in a sterling effort tonight. And the Padres go down 4-1. We'll check the final totals for you right after we pause for these words.